Today, we're diving into the inspiring tale of Patagonia, the outdoor clothing brand that's not just known for its high-quality gear, but for being a trailblazer in environmental and social activism. Strap in as we explore Patagonia's journey from its early days as a niche climbing equipment company to becoming one of the most respected names in sustainable business. Patagonia's story begins in the 1950s with a young rock climber named Yvon Chouinard. Born in 1938, Chouinard was passionate about climbing but frustrated by the damage traditional climbing gear inflicted on the rocks. At the time, climbers used pitons, metal spikes hammered into the rock, which scarred the landscape. So, in true DIY fashion, Chouinard began making his own reusable metal pitons in his parents' backyard in Ventura, California. Word spread, and soon Chouinard's hand-forged pitons were in high demand. It was the first spark of a business, though Yvon never saw himself as a businessman. He just wanted to climb and make a difference. In 1970, a turning point came when Chouinard and his climbing partner Tom Frost realized their pitons were still causing environmental damage. They decided to phase them out in favor of aluminum chocks, which could be placed and removed without harming the rock. This decision was more than just a business move. It was a reflection of Chouinard's growing environmental consciousness. This ethos would come to define Patagonia's brand. By the early 1970s, Chouinard equipment had established itself as a top supplier of climbing gear. But a new need arose, clothing that could withstand the elements. On a trip to Scotland in 1970, Yvon came across a rugby shirt that was tough, breathable, and had a distinctive collar that wouldn't stretch. Climbers loved it, and soon Patagonia, named after the rugged South American region, was born as a clothing brand. By 1973, Patagonia released its first catalog, showcasing colorful, durable clothing that appealed to outdoor enthusiasts. But Patagonia wasn't just about fashion. The brand's core was rooted in functionality, quality, and a deep respect for the environment. As Patagonia grew, Yvon Chouinard faced some unexpected challenges. In the 1980s, the company experienced rapid growth, but with it came financial strain. Chouinard had to make tough decisions, laying off employees and restructuring the business. This crisis forced him to reflect on what kind of company Patagonia should be. One of the defining moments came in 1986, when Patagonia committed to donating 10% of profits to environmental causes. Later, in 2002, this commitment evolved into the 1% for the Planet initiative, where 1% of sales would go directly to grassroots environmental groups. This became a foundational principle of Patagonia's mission, to use business as a force for good. In the early 90s, Patagonia introduced one of its most iconic products, the Synchilla fleece, made from recycled plastic bottles. At the time, this was revolutionary. Patagonia became one of the first companies to incorporate sustainability into its manufacturing processes. It wasn't just about reducing waste, it was about setting a new standard for the industry. Chouinard once said, "Every time we make a decision, we ask ourselves, will we be proud of this decision in 100 years?" This long-term thinking became the backbone of the company, guiding every step from product development to corporate governance. In 2011, Patagonia made headlines with its now famous "Don't Buy This Jacket" campaign. On Black Friday, the company ran an ad in the New York Times, urging customers to think twice before purchasing a new jacket, highlighting the environmental cost of consumerism. At first glance, this seemed counterintuitive. Why would a company ask people not to buy its products? But it was part of Patagonia's larger message: consume less, buy only what you need, and make it last. The campaign was a huge success, solidifying Patagonia's position as a brand that prioritizes environmental stewardship over profit. It even led to the launch of the Worn Wear program, encouraging customers to repair their Patagonia products rather than buy new ones. Patagonia has never shied away from political or environmental activism. In 2017, the company sued the Trump administration over plans to reduce the size of national monuments, particularly Bears Ears and Grand Staircase Escalante in Utah. The company's stance was clear. Public lands belong to all Americans, not just corporations or developers. This fight for public lands earned Patagonia even more respect among its core audience and beyond. In 2020, Patagonia made another bold move, changing its mission statement to a simple yet powerful declaration: "We're in business to save our home planet." Every decision Patagonia makes is now viewed through the lens of environmental impact. In 2022, Yvon Chouinard made headlines once again with a game-changing decision. He gave away Patagonia. Rather than selling the company or going public, Chouinard transferred ownership to a specially designed trust and non-profit organization. The goal: to ensure that all of Patagonia's profits, around $100 million annually, are used to combat climate change and protect nature. Chouinard said, "Earth is now our only shareholder." This radical move solidified Patagonia's legacy as not just a business, but a movement. Patagonia's story is far from over. With the company now fully dedicated to environmental causes, it continues to innovate in both products and policies. Whether it's pushing for sustainable agriculture, fighting climate change, or protecting public lands, Patagonia remains at the forefront of responsible business practices. This unique blend of quality, integrity, and activism has turned Patagonia from a small climbing gear company into a global symbol of sustainability. It's a story of a reluctant entrepreneur, a love for nature, and a business that's willing to sacrifice profits to protect the planet. That wraps up the incredible story of Patagonia. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring company stories. Let us know in the comments which company you'd like us to cover next.